Anthony, and this is function translations. So there's a little bit of basic rules of translations that I'm going to introduce. For example, a in this generic function is the factor that the function is vertically stretched by, and then if a is negative, then that means that the function is flipped over the x-axis. Similarly, b is the factor that the function is horizontally compressed by, and if b is negative, then the function is flipped over the y-axis. C in the generic function is the amount that the function is shifted to the left. And C, if it's plus C, then it's shifted to the left. But if it's minus C, then it's shifted to the right. And D in this generic function is the amount that the function is shifted up. But then in this case, when it's plus D, then it's going up, and when it's minus D, then it's translating down. And f of x is known as the parent function. And you must factor out before applying the horizontal shift. And if a is negative, again, the function is flipped over the x-axis. So here we have example problem 1. The parent function of y equals 3x plus a is y equals x. And then the translations here are the vertical stretch by a factor of 3, and then the y-intercept of 8. So this is what the final graph would look like. Example problem 2. If we're graphing the function y equals 2x plus 8 cubed plus 2, and the parent function is y equals x cubed, then we would first factor out 4 inside the parentheses, and then it would turn into y equals 2 times x plus 4 all cubed plus 2, and then now you can apply the translations, which is horizontal compression by a factor of 2, and then it is shifted to the left by 4 units, and then shifted up by 2 units, and then the final graph will look like this. And this is the difference. And here, the worksheet that I'm explaining is the question 1 true or false, and question 1a is negative 4f x minus 1 plus 2 has been translated 1 unit to the left and up 2 units. Is that true or false? The question is false because when x minus 1, then it is 1 unit to the right instead of 1 unit to the left. But then the plus 2 is correct because they said up 2 units, but then the 1 unit to the left is what makes it false. And then 1b, if f of x equals x cubed, then negative 4f x minus 1 plus 2 can be written as negative 4x cubed minus 1 plus 2. This question 1b is also false because when x is cubed, you don't simply cube x by itself. You'd have to cube everything that is inside of the parentheses, or everything surrounded by f of x. So for example, x cubed here, you would have to cube x minus 1, but you don't have to cube the whole equation. So it would not, this is, the correct answer is when you cube this whole thing. Like when you multiply x minus 1 by itself for 3 times. And then question 2, identify a parent function, then write the equation for each graph. Y equals root x. I only wrote to the power of 1/2 because I could not find root on Google Slides. So then the actual equation for the graph is y equals negative 2 times x plus 2 all root. And then it is y equals negative 2 times x plus 2 all root because it moves 2 units to the left along with the x-axis reflection and vertical stretch by 2. And then for 2b, the parent function of b is y equals x, and the equation for the graph is y equals 7/4 x plus 4. Yes, this is a linear equation. And it is 7/4 x plus 4 because it moved 4 units up vertically, which is the y-intercept, and it has the slope of 7/4. And you can calculate the slope by using the slope formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus y1. And all you need is just 2 coordinates that, preferably integers. And number 3. Use transformations to sketch a graph of the function of negative f of x plus 2 for f of x equals absolute value x. And as you know, absolute value x means that x could not be negative. But then because it said negative f of x plus 2, it means that negative is attached to the outside of the absolute value, which means even if this is positive on the inside, when it comes out, the absolute value is gone, and then you attach negative, which makes it negative x. So then the transformation is x-axis reflection because of the negative f of x, and also 2 units up the y-axis. Up 2. And this is it. Thank you very much.